The Moza AirCross 2. Is it really that good? Let's find out. Hey, what's up guys, this is Ryan and Child, and boy, thanks so much for being here. In this video, we're gonna be talking about a tool that most of us filmmakers use nowadays. And that tool is a gimbal. In the past 2 years, I've been using gimbals for most of my projects. And I used a lot of brands already, but my favorite brand is Gudsen Moza. Why? Because I like their design, the functionality, the versatility, the price is better, well, considering the fact that I have a family to feed, so I'm always on a tight budget. Well, it's just a matter of preference, I think, but yeah, Moza hits the spot. I used the first generation Moza Air, the first generation Moza AirCross, the Moza Air 2, which by the way, I did a review about it. If you haven't watched it yet, you can watch it here. The Moza Air 2 is my main gimbal. I mean, I love it so much that I wouldn't want to let go, you know what I mean? But just over a month now, I've been using the latest addition to the Moza family, the Moza AirCross 2.
There's dirt on my hands, strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand.
Okay. Before we start the review, I just want to clarify and make things clear that this is not an in-depth review of the Moza AirCross 2. And this is not a tutorial video on how to use this gimbal, because I bet you watch a lot of videos already here on YouTube about this gimbal, so I'm not gonna go Einstein about it. This is not a technical review. And a quick note, please bear with me if I keep on comparing the Moza AirCross 2 to the Moza Air 2, because I have them both and the Moza Air 2 is just standing right there staring at me. This is the Moza AirCross 2. Don't be confused by the looks of it. I know it looks like its bigger brother, the Moza Air 2, but it's different. It's really different. Maybe not that much. Maybe I'm just exaggerating stuff, but yeah, it's really different. And it's moving. Moza Air 2's moving, but oh, you heard that? That's the Air 2 moving by itself. And today we're gonna be talking about what I like about this gimbal, what I don't like about this gimbal, and show you some clips that I shot using this gimbal. If you wanna know what comes with it, what's in the box, maybe you can watch Ian Celis' video. They made a very good unboxing and balancing video, and you can check it out right here if you wanna. Okay, I didn't shoot my own unboxing video. Why? Because right after I got this, I unboxed it already without filming, and then all of the stuff that comes with it got mixed out with my old stuff, so sucks. But you can go check out Ian Celis' video. Really great video. The Moza AirCross 2 is not made as a successor to the Moza Air 2. Why? Because Moza AirCross 2 is made for more compact setup. It means it can carry lesser load than the Moza Air 2. AirCross 2 can carry 3.2 kilograms of weight. The whole gimbal weighs about almost 1 kilogram. Yep, you heard it right. Almost half the weight of the Moza Air 2. So we can now safely say that the Moza AirCross 2 is built for the traveling filmmakers. Filmmakers that look for a lighter, more portable setup. Now, let's talk about the build quality. Moza AirCross 2 is a bit plasticky, as YouTubers nowadays call it, but not that cheap type of plastic that you see on other brands. But I understand that Moza did that just to cut off some of the weight, so it's fine. Just don't abuse it too much, like how you abuse the Moza Air 2. Most of the gimbals nowadays have their own control wheel on the side to control the wireless focus systems, like for example the Moza iFocus system, which I didn't buy because I don't see the need to use one. In the Moza AirCross 2, you can use the control wheel to control the tilt, the roll, and the pan. Yep. Some say that this wheel can also control the camera settings, like the ISO, the shutter speed, the aperture, but I haven't tried that yet. But I bet there are a lot of videos already on YouTube that can show you that. Just like this review video of mine, you can just stop watching and watch other AirCross 2 videos like Mauro's video. The Moza AirCross 2 has less buttons than the Moza Air 2, but the buttons present on the Moza AirCross 2 doesn't limit you to do what you want, because for me, a gimbal that has less buttons is easier to use. Finally, it has now locks on all its axes. You can lock it here, lock it here, here, so we can go travel with it without wobbling around too much. The AirCross 2's axes can now rotate 360 degrees. I love the battery on this thing. Before, you have 4 cells to load and unload inside the grip, which is a pain in the ass, but now just a push of a button and there you go. It has a USB-C port right there, so you can charge it for an hour and a half. Gives you 12 hours of battery life. If you want to use your gimbal while charging it, yeah, you can do that. There's a latch right here. You can put in your USB-C cable, and the other side of the cable is a power bank. Use the gimbal while charging. Yeah, you can do that. That's awesome. This can also power your camera or charge your camera, but then it shortens the gimbal battery life. I like the L bracket. Some of us don't like it, but me, I dig it. Lets you shoot portrait, Insta-G stories. You can shoot portrait and landscape videos with this. The quick release plate makes your transition from gimbal shots to handheld shots easier. It still has this hole right here for mounting accessories, or you just want to leave it there, or maybe cover it up with something. Let's talk about the modes. Of course, all the basic functions or follow modes of a gimbal is right here. The pan, the tilt, and the roll follow modes. You can toggle all of these modes using this dial right here. You press the down button to enable and disable the pan. Press the left button to disable or enable the roll. Press the up button to enable and disable the tilt. The Inception mode is now called the Inception 3.0. Why? Because it has 3 modes. So the Inception mode is a mode that has 3 modes. Still with me? No, you're not. Inception. To enable Inception mode, you just have to click 3 times on the right button, and there you go. Inception mode is enabled. The first mode of the Inception mode is the continuous spin. So it gives you continuous spin. Doesn't stop. No, it's not stopping. Inception. The next mode is the 180-degree spin. Gives you a 180-degree spin, and then it stops. Inception. The last mode of the Inception 3.0 is of course the 360-degree spin. It spins 360 degrees and then it stops. Just like that. Inception. The way to disable Inception mode is just to click the trigger 2 times. I just said earlier that this is not a tutorial video. Why am I teaching you? Mimic mode. Not much to say about this mode because I bet I'm not gonna be using this mode that much unless I want someone to talk to. You okay? Kumain ka na ba? But some filmmakers might find this mode very useful because in this mode you can do some shots that you cannot do with only one operator. Hirap mag-English, no? Object tracking. In this mode, you can have your personal cameraman. I mean, you can stick this right on top of a tripod and then you can go walking around and the camera will follow you. Well, not follow you as in walk behind you. Are you tracking me now? Hey, stop following, man. Yo, what's your problem? Hey. Hey, yo, what up? This is very useful, especially when you're filming alone. Motion time-lapses and other time-lapses are still available for us to use. Which is my favorite mode. Well, I'll talk about it in a bit, but for now, enough of me talking a lot, and let me just show you some of the clips that I took with this gimbal. Last month, I went to Sikihor to use this for the first time and it gave me awesome and steady shots. Though the AirCross 2 shots were not as steady or fluid as the Moza Air 2 can give me, I cannot say if it's because it's my first time using it or it's because it's too light and I'm not used to that kind of weight. Because I was using the Moza Air 2 for a long time now, so maybe I'm just not used to it. But as the hours go by, I noticed that my shots were beginning to stabilize a bit more. So if you used a much heavier gimbal before, you'll notice a significant change when it comes to the weight. The buttons are not a pain anymore. You don't have to memorize sequence of clicks just to get to the follow mode you want. Portability wise, I got no problems at all. AirCross 2 made my traveling easier. Maybe it's also because of the axis locks. Yeah, I cannot fold it the way I want and pack it in my backpack, but I was shooting the whole day with this and my arms are rejoicing because of the lightness of this thing. Just last week, I also went to Clark International Speedway for the Toyota Vios Racing Festival 2019. Went there with my production company, Cuatro Indios Productions, and I used the AirCross 2 there. That time, I can say that I'm already confident using the AirCross 2. About how light this is, I can now shoot some angles that were difficult back then when I was using the Moza Air 2. Which brings me back to my favorite mode amongst all modes, the FPV mode. FPV mode gives you 360-degree synchronous movement, bringing a different style of shooting. FPV mode gives you freedom, so if you're looking for freedom, use this mode. The gimbal moves with you, brings you closer to the void, as if you're flying like a seagull above the seas, feeding on flying, jumping fishes. About a month of using this gimbal, I can say that this is the lightest, most versatile gimbal I've ever used. And here are the things I like. First, it's affordable. Compared to other brands, this is worth the investment. Second thing that I like, this is light. It won't strain your arms that much. The RGB light on the wheel is a nice touch, and I like it because it turns red if you are stressing the motors too much, so you'll know if it's getting mad at you at some point. It has axis locks now, so traveling and storage is easier. I love the new battery design. You can use the gimbal while charging it. The L bracket, I dig it. Next thing that I like is the object tracking. It's really revolutionary. The buttons and the dials, easier to enable and disable follow modes. And the last thing that I really like about this gimbal is the ability to access or adjust the settings without the help of your phone. You can adjust all the settings on the fly while on the go. And for me, that's the best feature this has. Yeah, I got lots of reasons why I like this gimbal, but not all gimbals are perfect. Just like cameras and filmmakers, just like me, I'm not perfect. So here is the thing that didn't make it a perfect gimbal for me. This is subjective though. It depends on the user. Well, you can't help but compare it with the Moza Air 2. The shots that you're getting from this gimbal is not that stable or steady or stabilized compared to the shots that the Moza Air 2 can give you. Yeah, Moza Air 2 is heavy, but that is smart weight. The heavier setup gives you better stabilized shots. But there is a big but in this con, because most of the time, as in 99% of the time, it's not the gimbal's fault. It's the user's fault. So I really can't blame it to the AirCross 2 if I'm getting shots that is not as good as the Moza Air 2's. I've been using the Air 2 for 7 months now, and my AirCross 2 is just a month old, so maybe that's the reason why. Given the time that I used the AirCross 2, I enjoyed it a lot already. It's still the best gimbal for me when it comes to my style of shooting, because it doesn't just give me better angles, its weight keeps me going for more hours of shooting. I also travel a lot, and this thing is very portable compared to the Moza Air 2. I may need more time to practice with this gimbal to get more stability, but hey, the most important thing is it gets the job done. Another great product from Gudsen Moza. So that wraps up my review of the Moza AirCross 2. If you have comments, please leave them down below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like my other videos as well, maybe you can consider subscribing. You can just hit that subscribe button right there. There you go. And also hit that bell so you will be notified every time I make a new video. Again, this has been Ryan Adenshal. Thank you so much for being here and see you in the next video.